Hi, I'm Kavan Davis.
And I'm Dimitri Devi.
This is our History Day project on Rosa Louise Macaulay Parks.
We did our History Day project on Rosa Parks because she took a stand against segregation and showed that everyone should be equal. She was well known for starting the Montgomery Boycott and other efforts to end segregation.
Rosa Parks was born February 4th, 1913, and died October 24th, 2005. She was a civil rights activist and a married woman to Raymond Parks.
For education, Mrs. Parks attended Industrial School for Girls, Alabama State Teachers College for Negroes. Taught to read by her mother at a young age, Rosa Parks went on to attend a segregated, one-room school in Pine Level, Alabama, that often lacked quality school supplies such as desks. African American students were forced to walk to the 1st through 6th grade schoolhouse, while the city of Pine Level provided bus transportation as well as a new school building for white students. Through the rest of Rosa's education, she attended segregated schools in Montgomery, including the city's Industrial School for Girls.
In 1929, while in the 11th grade and attending a laboratory school for secondary education led by the Alabama State Teachers College for Negroes, Rosa left to attend to her both sick grandmother and mother. She never returned to her studies. Instead, she got a job at a shirt factory in Montgomery. She soon became actively involved in civil rights issues by joining the Montgomery chapter of the NAACP in 1943, serving as the chapter's youth leader.
Now, introducing our topic on boycotting. On a cold December evening in 1955, Rosa Parks quietly organized a revolution just by sitting down.
In 1955, African Americans were still required by a Montgomery, Alabama city ordinance to sit in the back half of the city's buses and yield their seats to white riders if the front half of the bus, reserved for whites, was full. On December 1st, 1955, African American seamstress Rosa Parks was returning from her job at a local department store on the Cleveland Avenue bus. She was seated in the front row of the colored section when the white seats failed. The driver, Fred Blake, asked Parks and 3 others to vacate their seats. The other African American riders complied, but Rosa Parks refused.
She was arrested and fined $10 plus $4 in court fees. This was not Parks' first encounter with Blake. In 1943, she had paid her fare at the front of the bus he was driving, then exited so she could re-enter through the back door as required. Blake pulled away before she could reboard the bus.
As news of the boycott spread, African American leaders across Montgomery, Alabama's capital city, began lending their support. Black ministers announced the boycott in church on Sunday, December 4th, in the Montgomery Advertiser, a general interest newspaper. Approximately 40,000 African American bus riders, the majority of the city's bus black riders, boycotted the system the next day.
On the afternoon of December 5th, black leaders met to form the Montgomery Improvement Association, also known as MIA. The group decided to continue the boycott until the city met its demands.
On June 5th, 1956, a Montgomery federal court ruled that any law requiring racial segregated seating on buses violated the 14th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution. That amendment, adopted in 1868, followed the American Civil War, guarantees all citizens, regardless of race, equal rights and equal protection under state and federal laws.
The city appealed to the U.S. Supreme Court, which upheld the lower court's decision on December 20, 1956. Montgomery's buses were integrated on December 21, 1956, and the boycott ended. It lasted 381 days.